All right, let's debunk for once and for all the garbage that says you need 80% of your pre-retirement income in order to retire. The whole thing is just garbage. Garbage in, garbage out based on, I mean, I'm not going to say fraudulent data, but just not very well thought out data. I'll put a link in the show notes to the book you should get. I've recommended this book 1,000 times. I'll continue. My man Frederick Vitesse or something like that, The Contrarian Retirement Plan. I forgot what it's called, but it's fantastic. Here's an actuary in Canada doing pension plans who said, look, man, this is nuts. The whole 80% pre-retirement income is just silly. He looks at not just Canada, but the U.S., Sweden, Germany, and all that. So I'll put a link. But anyway, so what we're doing here is I had a couple yesterday. I was working with a guy. His wife wasn't on board. Finney's trying to get my tomatoes. And I said, he's making $225. I said, he goes, it just feels like we don't have any after-tax income. We don't have any disposable income. They're spending it. I said, really? What are you spending on? He goes, I don't know. I just don't feel like we're doing well enough. I said, well, okay. Well, find out because he wasn't sure what his expenditures were. His wife has that data on a spreadsheet, so we were going to find out. But I said, let's check this out. I'm going to show you what I was showing him too. All right, so we're going to use Josh and Charlotte sample. We're going to go to profile. We're going to go to income. I'm making 125. My better half is making 75. Whoa, it's a wage gap. No wage gap. Men take riskier work endeavors. All right, that's just a fact. Women don't. Women work in the offices. Men work outside in fields and risky environments. Do some women work outside in fields and risky environments? Yes. Do some men work in offices? Yes. At the end of the day, men take riskier endeavors, which makes their pay higher because they're being compensated for the risk. If you think otherwise and you think there's truly a wage gap, this is not the channel for you. This is the place we debunk frauds. The wage gap is a big fat fraud perpetrated on liberal idiots who can't think for themselves, unfortunately. So this won't be the place for you, I'm telling you right now. So because I have a riskier job, I make more money. Shocking that. All right, so let's go to, so we got $200,000 as income. It's just a nice round number. You can do 100,000. I don't care. I'm kind of using this in context of the guys working with yesterday. We're going to go to retirement. I'm just going to show you how this works. I got no expenditures, no nothing. We're going to go to cash flow, so don't pay attention to the retirement plan. It matters not. $200,000 is our income. $57,000 is our tax payment. Holy schmokelies, what? $28,000 to the feds, $13,000 to the state, and $15,300 to FICA. Whoa. So you take your trusty calculator, you divide 57 by 200, that's a 28.5% effective tax rate. And we go to tax, effective tax rate right there. 28.5%. That's just on your taxes alone, and partly because you got this gold, whatever the ugly color is, that's your FICA. Now, if you're self-employed, it's going to be worse than this, as I have to pay both sides of that. So it's not 7.5, it's 15, it's actually 7.65, but this is effective after you take your deductions and all. Anyway, so I am paying 7.65 times twice, because self-employed, I got to pay for me, and I got to pay for my employee, which is me as well. All right, it looks like Finney's trying to get in. Hold on a second. All right, so here, check this out. That's your effective tax rate, but here's your tax bracket. You know, we're in the fifth 22% tax bracket, but my effective tax rate is basically 30% because of the FICA. You know what you don't pay FICA on? Retirement income. Crazy. All right, so let's go back to effective tax rate, and then we'll go to the 1020, the 1040. We'll go to 2022. I only got some dividends here just because essentially I'm just saving our excess income into a brokerage account. It matters not. So basically, I got $200,000 of income. You get $25,000 standard deduction because it's just me and Shar. $176,000 is our taxable income, of which we pay $30,000. We take $30,000, divide that by 176, and we are in a 17% effective tax bracket right there, if that makes sense. All right, so you can see that. But as an effective tax bracket is a hell of a lot different than your actual, because remember, standard deductions are part of your total taxes, but you still have to pay. I mean, just look at this, man. You're still paying $57,000 in taxes. Say it again. Look at that. $57,000, $60,000 in taxes. But it's not just the taxes. Char and I are both putting in. I forgot what we're putting in. Let's see. We're going to go to profile. We're going to go to savings. We're both I'm putting 10% away, and she's putting 8% away. I don't know why, babe, but either way. So we're putting in 18% of our total income, right? So I mean, that's what most people are doing. So if you go to plan saving, this is 18,500, man. I think what we got going into here. Go to profile, income, savings, I should say. Yeah, we're both. I'm doing a Roth, and she's doing a traditional. All right. Again, this is just fake. I'm just making this up. But if we go to retirement cash flows with all that savings, all right, so check this out. We got 18,500 plus 57,000. We have 75,590 going out the door. So our net is only 124. So we take 124, divide by 200. We're only bringing home $62,000. And of course, this is before health insurance isn't factored in. If you want to factor in health insurance, which you probably ought to, let's go to profile, go to income, I think. No, we go to goals of what we want to do. We're going to go to health insurance, which is right. Wait, this is income, lifestyle, other. Hold on a second. So I added retirement healthcare, but we're going to go down and we're going to say detailed. There we go. And we're going to say cost start right now. And we're going to say, $500 a month for, already started. That's going to be $500 a month for health insurance premiums, probably more than that. And just, you can see what that's going to look like here. So we're going to retirement, $500 a month for health insurance premiums. We're going to go to cash flows. And you're going to see we got $6,000 of health insurance premiums. All right, so we got now we got $118,000 of net flows on $200,000 of income because of retirement planning, because of taxes, because of health insurance premiums. I mean, that's 118 divided by 200 is 59%. Now, but Josh, that's too much money. Okay, we'll just we'll change the income to 100,000. I don't care. We'll say to 100. We'll say I'm making 65,000. And Charlotte's making 35,000, something like that, roughly 35,000. I mean, it just doesn't change that. I mean, it's going to change in terms of total numbers, but it's the same thing. We go to retirement, we're still doing 10%, we're still doing 8% for her, and you can see you go to cash flows, and on $100,000, we're only bringing in $63,000, the same thing, because we still have 21,000 going to taxes. That's 21% of our income right there. 9,300 going to savings. That's 30,000, 30% of our income right there, and another 6,000 going to expenses. So we're bringing 62% net flows. I mean, it's a whole hell of a lot different than 80%. It's stupid, man. If you use 100%, the whole thing's dumb. On top of that, you might be doing other things too, paying a mortgage. The mortgage is paid off. I just think about it, man. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to sit there and say I need 6 to 80% of my pre-retirement income. It doesn't make sense. Hope this helps. I'll put a link in the show notes for that book. You should get it if you're worried, because I'm telling you, let the facts and the data rule your world for retirement planning. All right, we'll see you.